Peru and Mexico. Here to present is Ernesto Balarezo, CEO and Director.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the audience. Well, I want to introduce to you guys the new Sierra Metals. And why the new Sierra Metals? Because in the last year, Sierra Metals has been for sale for many, many times. Now, with a new team coming in, I'm fairly new to the company, 9 months at the company. We're not selling the company, we're going to operate this company. So that's a big difference on our strategy now. We are thinking long term and are here to stay. Well, we are copper producers with precious and base metal byproducts. We are in 2 countries right now, Mexico and Peru. In Mexico, we have the Cusi mine and Bolivar, and in Peru, Yauricocha. More than 50%, as you can see there, is copper. We are, and today there is a press release saying that we have put Cusi mine in care and maintenance. We are selling this asset. It's not, we said at the beginning of the year this was not a core asset for Sierra Metals, and it's not. It's a silver deposit, more an exploration site than an operating mine. It didn't make any money for us in many, many years, so we are selling this asset. Right now it's in current maintenance. Well, we have experienced management team and board of directors, very supportive of us, of the management team. Potential mid-tier producer, focus on green and precious metals, copper specifically, and zinc on a second stage. Organic growth and scale up with successful history of building mineral resources. I'm going to talk a little bit about how much resources and reserves we have in both Yauricocha and Bolivar. Copper producer, as I said, and Peru and Mexico, our countries. Our pillars, strengthening current operating portfolio. We are focused now and probably for the next 18 months on getting our act together, if I may say, and to operate Yauricocha and Bolivar for the long term. I am personally very committed to safety. Underground mining is very dangerous, and for me, my #1 priority, and for the team now, safety is our main concern. We have a VP of Health and Safety now. We didn't have one before I came in. Now we do. And operational excellence in that pillar. I believe, and you all know, costs is everything. So costs, and that's it. And safety. Exploration, I'm going to tell you about our future and all the sites and the amount of hectares we have in Mexico, and a nice porphyry that we're looking to develop with someone else as a partner in Yauricocha. Project development, very disciplined, cost conscious. We're in the process of start building a new tailings dam for Bolivar. And social responsibility, luckily for us, and this is not free. I mean, it's a consequence of good work. Our communities are very friendly in Peru, and in Mexico, we don't have any issues with the ejidos. On the contrary, they are very supportive of us. They work at site, so we have no big concerns here. The new management team, the VP of Health and Safety, there he is. Our CFO is here with us, Jose Fernandez Vaca. Cusi mine, as I said, it's on a sale process right now. SEP is helping us out. We already have 9 NDAs, so hopefully by year end we'll have this asset will be gone of our portfolio. Yauricocha mine, it's in Lima, not too far away from the Lima city, 6 hours by paved road, so it's very easy to get there. It's been operating for 75 years. The capacity of this mill is 3,600 tons per day. Right now we're at 2,200, and I want to explain you why. The resources on this mine are amazing, and this really caught my eye when I first joined. We have reserves on this mine, proven and probable reserves for the next 6 years, and we have resources already drilled for the next 12 years. To have this in an underground mine is amazing. I have never seen this. It's expensive to have all this amount of resources in an underground mine, but we do have them. So if we don't do anything, we have a life of mine for the next 12 years here. Why are we not at full capacity right now? If you can see there, there is a red line, level 1120. Just imagine that everything above the 1120 level, we have mined it in the last 75 years, and we don't have much mineral up there anymore. For some reason, we didn't have a permit to mine below the 1120 line. In January, when the new team joined the company, we set up a permitting team, experts on permitting, and we are in the process of getting the permit by year end. Hopefully in the next weeks, but we have offered it to the market by year end. 95% of our resources are below this level, and we have mineral there for the next 12 years already known, and probably for the next 75 years. Same grades, big ore bodies, sub-level caving. What we have above that line right now, that level, it's cut and fill, expensive to mine. We do have mineral there, but it's expensive. So we want to get down there as soon as possible. Once we get this permit in the next weeks, it's going to take us 6 to 9 months to ramp up production to the 3,600 ton per day mill capacity. Well, this is just a timeline of all the meetings we have had with authorities, and December is our due date. We'll have it before that, I'm very sure. Copper equivalent production, well, I already explained why this, in Yauricocha, the production has come down from 75 million pounds in 2020. Now we are going to produce around 40 million pounds of copper. Revenues, it's there. We'll probably be at a $100 million level this year. And all-in sustaining cost, even though we have come down from last year, is still very expensive. $350, $360 is not what we are aiming. We're aiming to the $2 of 2020s, and we'll be there probably by the end of next year when the ramp-up will be completed below the level 1120. Bolivar Mine in Mexico, you can see in the picture the green rocks. I mean, there's copper everywhere. This is an underexplored asset for us. Even though it's an underexplored asset, we have resources and reserves for the next 6 years, proven and probable reserves for the next 3 years at 5,000 tons per day. This is a huge deposit, underexplored. We haven't put much money into exploration here. At the beginning of the year, this mill was at 2,000 tons per day capacity. Now we're at 5,000 since April, just doing some works in pumping, in ventilation systems. People now are working 10 hours a day on a 12-hour shift. At the beginning of the year, people were working 3 hours a day on a 12-hour shift. Why? Because ventilation. We took care of that at the beginning of the year. We invested some money. We have ventilation shafts now already in place, and we are at 5,000 tons per day. We already have the mill to go to 7,500. We bought that mill a couple of years ago. We're not doing it right now. Why? Because we need to build a new tailings dam, a tailings dam that will be good for us for the next 10, 15 years. So we're in that process. That's going to take us 2-3 years probably with permitting and construction. And then we'll go to 7,500. And like I said, resources are amazing here, underexplored 100%. I mean, this is going to be better than Yauricocha, I'm very sure. This year, since April, at that capacity, 5,000 tons, we are already beating all the records. We're going to produce around 40 million pounds. So all in, I mean, Yauricocha plus Bolivar, we're going to be in the 80 million range, 80 million of pounds range. And by next year, with Yauricocha at 3,600 ton per day, we'll probably be over the 100 million, probably 120 million pounds, which is considerable. Net revenues, again, Yauricocha, Bolivar is beating all the records, and the costs are coming down only because of volume. And these costs should be even lower in the next year because we're going to be at full capacity, 5,000 ton per day, the whole year. Right now we are at that level, but only since April, May. Okay. This is just to show, I mean, we did a little bit of exploration just to show. A press release was out on Dulce. Only with 3 drill holes in this ore body, we almost doubled the amount of pounds of copper. So it's everywhere we put a drill hole, we find copper. Where is our growth? In Mexico, we do have, and this was under the radar for the company and for the market. We have 90,000 hectares of projects. 3 out of these 7, the white ones, are already drilled, and these are half of them is gold and silver, and the other half copper. We are going to be looking, starting next month, for partners to develop these projects. You know, in Mexico, it's very hard to get new permitting and very hard to get new projects. We already have them. So our growth in Mexico it's going to come from these projects. And Bolivar, getting it even better and to a higher throughput. In Yauricocha, I forgot to mention, we have a big porphyry there. Companies like Sumitomo, Samsung, Antofagasta Minerals, I mean, they are interested in developing this big porphyry that we have. It's too big for us, probably $1 billion investment, but we do have it, we own it, and we'll be saying a lot of things about that in the next months or so. Consolidated production, just to show that we are doing better this year in every metal. 80 million pounds of copper equivalent production by the end of the year, so we're doing very good. And dollars. Okay, we'll be probably in the 250 range revenues this year. And look at the EBITDA. Last year, we generated an EBITDA of $13 million. The years before, 2020, 2021, those 100 million EBITDA numbers come from Yauricocha at full capacity. This year, we're not going to generate 100 million or 70 million from Yauricocha, only 15 because of the capacity. But next year, we will be there. So next year, I'm not projecting officially anything, but we'll probably be in the $50, $60 million EBITDA from Yauricocha. Bolivar, this year, out of those $31 million EBITDA, Bolivar has probably 25 out of those 31. This is a record high also for Bolivar. So Bolivar is going to produce around $50 million EBITDA this year, and Yauricocha 15. So we're going to be in the 60 to 65 range in EBITDA. That produces a free cash flow for us. The sustaining cost for our mines is around 20 million, 25 million for each mine. Next year, we'll probably be in the 80, 90 million dollars EBITDA. Our bank debt is not a concern for us, actually. Look at, I mean, it's been around $80 million for many years, and we don't want to pay that debt. We are refinancing that debt for 7-year term, probably 1 or 2 year grace period. For a company that today is producing $60, $65 million EBITDA, to have $80 million debt is not a big concern. Next year, less of a concern. So we are not paying that debt. We want more debt to keep growing. Okay. Value of our company. At market, right now, Sierra Metals is valued at $50 million, 50. I'm amazed at that number. I see it as a big opportunity for us, for the new management team, for the board of directors, with their leadership. I mean, this company should be valued at 4 times EBITDA. If we are going to produce $60 million, 65, we should be valued at 200 plus. The market is not seeing it. This company has been for sale for many years, has had its political issues with shareholders, and that's why we haven't been able to come out like today and tell the story. This company is not for sale anymore. We are running the company. We're miners. We're here to stay. And that's what we're doing. So definitely undervalued. Hopefully the market will start recognizing all what we are doing in the next weeks. This is our 3rd week that we are coming out to the public, to the market, to tell our new story. Why not before? Because we were in a proxy fight and we were in a sale process, so we couldn't say anything. Now we can, and we are. So thank you for listening. Just the market cap, $65 million Canadian, that's 5-0 US. And we do have some minutes for questions, if anyone has any questions.
I can start with one. Referring to just how you're developing your projects right now, can you speak to exploration spend and how you're spreading that out across your portfolio?
Yeah, we are not doing much exploration on brownfield. Brownfields we are in Yauricocha and Bolivar, and that's it. Greenfields, we are not doing exploration right now. We don't have the money to do so. That's why in that big land package of 90,000 hectares in Mexico, we're starting to look for JVs. We need partners to develop those projects, although we do have some drilling in 3 or 4 out of those 7.
Understood. And otherwise, can you speak to how you're seeing the labor market down in your operations? I know there's an aging population of mining professionals out there. Can you speak to labor availability?
Yeah, I haven't seen a big problem. I worked in Hochschild mining for 17 years. I worked in Goldfield, so I know lots of miners, lots of people. And actually, the upside of this company is so big. That's why I joined Sierra Metals, actually, because of the upside. That we're not having many issues hiring good people. And thank you for the question, we are changing a lot of our management teams as well. It's much easier, and this is something I have a very clear picture on, it's much easier to bring people that know how to run mines and not how to sell mines. This company has been for sale for many, many years. When you are selling a company, you lose track of the long-term view of mining. And this has happened to Sierra Metals. Why don't we have a permit to mine below the 1120 level? Because this company was for sale. Why bother? The new owner will get that permit. Why don't we have already a tailings dam in Bolivar for the next 10, 15 years? Because we're selling the company. Why bother? Somebody else will do it. Now, we are doing those things. So with all this upside, actually, people are looking to come and be a part of this good story. Great story, I may say.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you. And with that, I believe we have a minute until the session ends, but other questions?